Well, guys, I decided between rainstorms to come out to my yard and smoke a pipe. I was gonna smoke this cigar, which, by the way, this is my favorite. One of my favorites is Bolivar. But once you start a cigar, any cigar for that matter, you have to finish it. If you smoke it and then you say, well, it starts. Let's say it starts to rain. You don't want to smoke inside the house. You cut it, right? I got my little cutter given by a friend of mine, and you cut it, and then you say, I'm gonna light it tomorrow. It's not gonna taste the same. It's gonna kind of change its flavor, and I can't explain exactly why. So I decided to go with the pipe. If I have to turn off the pipe, then the pipe, you can relight it later, and nothing's gonna happen. So I'm looking at the weather. It says here for 24% rain. Good. Uh, it went down to 24 from 80. So it looks like this is the last storm for now. Who knows? Those clouds are piling up over here. So, there's a little chance of having a break. It's funny. I'm looking over here. It's all sunshine and blue skies, white clouds. And from this point here, it's all dark. So it's rolling this way. I went ahead and ordered I'm going to talk about the crossbow. I went and ordered the scope that tells you the yardage all the way up to 100 in his lit. It's illuminated in red or green, and I got it and I put it on and I adjusted it and it's super clear. I really like it. So now I gotta I don't know if tomorrow I'm gonna shoot the distance from here to the corner, because now I don't know where the scope is aiming. With the other one, I would shoot at 20 and I would hit roughly, the area. So I'm gonna practice close and then go to distance, and then I'm gonna go to a friend of mine house that he's got a yard that is a good, it's about 60 yards, maybe 70 yards long, and I can put my target there and practice and get it dialed in so I can use it this season. Now, one thing that I've been looking at some videos, and there was a guy, I didn't get his channel name, but he had a different crossbow. He said it was bigger and it was kind of clunky to get in and out of the tree stand. And I started looking at the new crossbow he bought, which is smaller. It's a pound and a half to 2 pounds lighter, and he's very happy with it. And I say, I like my crossbow, but it is heavy. Now with the new scope, the scope weighed about a pound something. With the new scope, that thing's gonna be 10 pounds. It's heavy. So I don't know if I should try to sell it. It's gonna be a good selling point with that scope. And then, because I have to consider if I get the tree stand, am I gonna be able to go and move in the tree stand with a big crossbow and a heavier crossbow? The crossbow that this guy bought, it's a Burnett, I think it's XP 400. Now my bow, the STR Barnett White Hunter STR. Supposed to be 375. There's a guy that says that his bow shoots 400. Um, I don't know if I said it on the packaging, but I've seen some videos when they say it goes this fast and then they shoot through the um, chronometer. Shoots through the chronometer, I think that's the word. And it gives you the speed. And they were getting less. So one guy said, "Oh, this thing shoots 410." I think he said. He shot it and it was coming down to 368. So you're not getting exactly your full, you know. So I said, let me go to my friend's. He's got a chronometer. Let me set it up. So I went over there, set it up in his yard, shot 8 times with the distance. It's supposed to be the distance of the arrow. So my arrow is 22 inches. We put the chronometer at 22 inches, shot, and it was getting 348, 349, 350. So my bow, even though people say it's 375 to 400, my bow is shooting at 350. So what I did with a new uh, scope, it has a setting for the speed. So when you set it for the speed, all your dots are going to be synchronized. So when you set up, when you sight in on the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50, the 60, so on, they're supposed to be on the money because you set it for that speed. So I set my crossbow at 350, and I think it goes to the crossbow. I think I just glanced at it. I think it goes to 450 maximum. So I want to shoot it, and I want to see how comfortable and everything is. It is a little bulky. It's a little clunky because you're dealing with heavy limbs and everything. And when I brought it home from shooting, I said maybe the limbs have to be tight like you do with a compound. You can adjust the power, 70 pounds, 75, whatever. And I I I put a key in it, an Allen, and I tried to move it, and the thing wouldn't budge. It is set from factory, so I just left it alone. And basically, what it is when you get it in two pieces. You put the cords through the canal, you set them in there. It mounts on its shaft there where it's supposed to be. You drop in your bolt and you tighten and you're done. So that's the way I got it. So there's no more tightening to increase the power. So it's a 350 bolt. Now, if I move it further, it's going to give me less. If I move it closer, it's going to give me more. But to synchronize it and to know your speed, you're supposed to do it. So I've seen people say on video, you're supposed to do it at the distance of your arrow. So if your arrow is 16, you put the chronometer at 16. Mine was 22, so I put it at 22. You can do 22, 24, no big deal. It's gonna give you the same thing. So now, when I go shooting, I'm gonna see if my friend wants to buy it because he's got that big yard. Sometimes he sits out there, he's bored to death, and to go shooting, you gotta drive far to go to the range, and if you want to go to the desert, you gotta drive even farther. It's gonna cost you money. Okay. Yes, lady. What do you want? You want to come here with daddy? You want to come here with daddy? Come on. Come up here. Come up here. Come on. I got room for you. Come on. Come up here. Come with daddy. Come on. Girl, come up here. No? All right. You're very picky. She jumped and then she got up right away. Oh, you're sleepy, huh? You want to go night-night? So if he wants to buy it, I'll give it to him with both scopes, the one that came with and the new one, and then I'll buy another one, and then I'll see if I can buy a shorter, lighter, and possibly a little bit quicker bow, The price difference is more or less not, it's not that big. And then when I go up into the tree stand, I'll be I'll have more room to move and move it around and kind of thing. Um, I don't want the quickest and there are some bows that they go for a lot of money. I like the Twin Striker, I think it's called by Excalibur. Um, the Excalibur makes really good bows, and this one has twin limbs, so you can shoot two arrows. And there was a guy, it was some French Canadian guy, video that he shot it at 50 yards, and man, he was smack on the money. He would shoot both arrows, and they were almost hitting each other. And I said, "That's a very accurate bow. That's a very accurate bow, and very fast." I don't know the speed. I forgot that. I don't think he mentioned the speed, or maybe he did. But what I remember was that it was very tight shot, and then he shot at 100 because he did have a scope that said 100. So I said, "Wow, that's the one I like." But when I checked the price, it's almost $1,500. You gotta be practical. Don't be a fanatic and so that's what's in the works. I went to the boat. Had an issue with a carburetor. I made a very angry and pissed off video that I'm not gonna upload. I took the carburetor back to where I got it. I paid $410 for the car, and I kind of told the people. They said, "Look, this is not a marine carburetor. The screws are all rusted. The plates are rusting, and this is not right. I know it doesn't have any warranty, but I said it. I want a real marine carburetor." So the owner wasn't there. The owner called me. I'm not going to mention names or name of the company, but he called me and he called me yesterday. He says, "Okay," I told him what the issue was, and it was sputtering and it got flooded. The flow was getting stuck. He said he's going to take care of it. He just called me today. He said he's going to ship it tomorrow. So when I get the carburetor, which is going to be, I don't know, 2 or 3 days to get here, possibly Monday if the weather's okay, possibly Tuesday, because it might get here on a Saturday. Who knows? It no, it's gonna get here on a Monday because today is Thursday, so it's not gonna be here. You're gonna have it ready tomorrow, and then they're gonna ship it tomorrow. It's gonna be here Monday, maybe Tuesday. So during the week next week, I'm gonna I'm gonna install the carburetor, and before running the engines, I'm gonna refilter my gas. He said there was some crap in the gasoline. So I want to make sure. I already checked the filter, and I installed new filters now, see-through plastic throwaway filters that I can see in what condition they are. If they're really black and dirty and stuff, replace them real easy. Pop them in because they have the one, they're metal, they're big, they look like a little barrel, but you don't know how the filter is inside. I wanted to see in what condition, because the gasoline with the ethanol is gumming up the works. Yeah, I already installed new hoses, everything, but I'm gonna repump. I think I got 35 gallons on one tank. I'm gonna repump that, run it through a filter and back into the tank and repump it. I'm gonna be doing that all, a good 3 hours, 4 hours. And then when I'm satisfied that there's no more crap in the gas, then I'll turn on the switch, make sure that filter is full, crack the engine, and get it started. and let's see what happens from there. Nothing should happen, but you never know, because maybe the if there's crap in the gas, the the electric fuel pump maybe is also clogged with something. I gotta look into that. And then when the weather settles down, I'm going to start calling people to go fishing. And we're gonna go local. I'm gonna wait for the tuna. Tuna comes up July, August, around there. Sometimes it comes up early. Now I heard that for the past 5 to 6 years, it's been one of the best fishing seasons in this state for a long time. Catching, I used to take people out, and we were getting yellowtail up to yin yang. We were getting barracuda, calico bass. Uh, Calico bass used to be legal at 12. Now it's 14 inches. But one time I took this friend of a friend of mine. He's a policeman, and I took him out to where the fish usually hang out, the rocks and the seaweed and that kind of thing. And he hooked up on two 24-inch calicos. I've never seen calico that big. I mean, they were huge. I'm going, whoa! So you got a record, man. And he was really happy. So I hope the fishing season's still good for this year. And then we'll see if we can get some tuna, some albacore. Now, being that the albacore is the family of the tuna, I read that it's better to get smaller tuna than the big tuna. The reason is that the big tuna uh, has a higher percentage of having more mercury in the body because it lived longer. It's eating a lot of fish. And now, don't ask me where the mercury comes from. I mean, they keep saying that they got mercury. So when you get one of those big, huge tunas, there's more mercury there than if you get an albacore. It's a smaller fish, has lived less time. Therefore, he consumed less fish with less mercury. And the meat is always, it's not the same. I'm not going to say that. People are going to say, oh, you cannot compare it. I'm not comparing it, but the albacore is pretty good. I like it. I've had albacore sushi and, tuna and yellowtail and all kinds of different fish. So if the albacore is biting, one time we went out on a cattle boat, and we were trolling in it was kind of overcast and stuff, and about 8 o'clock, boom, we got hit, and they started chumming the waters, and the albacore started boiling. That water just became, foaming, and they were running in every direction, going after bait, and we were casting in there and hooking. And let me tell you, man, a little 15-pound tuna or will kick your butt, man. That thing can pull. Same thing with bonita. The albacore, the bonita, the skipjack, all those fish, they pull pretty good. Now, if you get 100-pound tuna, which usually that's what people are getting out here on the slide, getting 80-pound, 100-pound, man, that's going to kick your butt. You better have the right equipment, the right gear. I got 3 rods that can handle it with 3 reels. They can load enough line to do it. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, man, it's getting nippy again. What do you think, Papa? My dog is, what's he talking about? Man, it's gonna come down again. I don't believe this. I'm tired of this water. And by the way, all this rain we've been getting is going down river. They say that they're keeping it underground. Yeah, how? They don't have a collecting system, the river, that they can collect that and store it somewhere. I have an idea and I'm gonna design. I'm gonna draw the design, and I think I'm gonna go to the city and present it. And basically, I got the idea from a passage on the Bible. That when you read it, you're going, what? It doesn't make any sense, but the way I'm thinking about it is going to make sense. And I'm going to draw it and show it to these people. But I don't have a program that shows color and it shows, to do a nice presentation. Um, I'm not I'm a designer, but I'm not a an artist that you can draw things and, you know. But I'm gonna draw it. I don't know if I should do it by hand. And I already tried to contact the water department in LA, and I said I have an idea for the water situation, and I haven't gotten an answer. So I think I'm gonna make an appointment once it's all drawn out, and try to do a presentation with the engineers, because the politicians don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, I'll talk to the hydraulics engineer, and I'll show him what I think should be done to save a lot of water, a lot of water. Um, and yeah, it's going to cost some money, like everything is, to retrofit the existing system, because that would have to be done. But it's doable. It's not impossible. It's very doable. And right now, there's a stream up here. There's a reservoir that it's old. I went to check it out. It's 4 feet from the top, so it's pretty full. They're letting go water down the stream. It's coming back here. It's spilling out to a pipe. The pipe goes under the road, comes out the other side, goes out to the wash, and it goes out to the cement canal. That cement canal is joined by another stream with another reservoir uh, west of here, and it joins both of them. With the volume of water, it goes into this depository, which collects it in the open, and it just seeps into the ground, which is fine. But my question is, are they able to collect that retro to retrieve that water when they need it? When we need it, is that water sitting down there, or is it running out like a river, an underground river? If it is, then it's no use. Basically, they're just dumping water. They don't know where to put it. They just don't know where to put all that water. All the reservoirs are full, you know, and we don't have enough water capacity for the size of the city. The city is huge. All the small cities around the main city, all the suburbs and the farms and everything. There's cattle and there's pig farms and a lot of housing being built. They need water, and that water is being provided by the Colorado River, which was getting pretty dry. I haven't checked really on the Colorado, see how it's doing. I know it's got to have some water coming up now. Like the Kern River, it's gonna be full because we got snow up the yin. My friend sent me a picture of the cabin up in the mountains, and it's an A-frame cabin, which is very tall, and you can only see 2, maybe 3 feet of the peak. So he's got over 20 feet of snow covering the whole cabin. That's a lot of snow. So there's going to be plenty of water, and the shame is when it starts melting, eventually it's going to run out to the ocean because these people, they don't move their ass and they don't get a project going to collect the runoff, which is going to be happening, which is happening now, going out to the ocean. So we're going to have the same issue in a couple of years. Oh, we're in a drought. We're in a drought. All right, guys. He's getting cold. All right. See you on the next one. Thank you.